up, guys, and welcome back to the Commitment Issues podcast.
Yay! That's my favorite
Yay!
podcast. Woo!
The best podcast in the world. I'm just kidding.
I know, Morgan. Well, we got an award for it, as you probably saw on our Instagram. If you don't
Yeah.
follow us, go follow us. Love.
Anyways, I just want to say thank you for 97 listens because who celebrates 100? We're at 97, and that's such a huge accomplishment for us. So thank you. We
We're a
love our
small little
listeners.
podcast, and that's a big accomplishment. And hopefully, we can grow even more and gather more listeners.
I hope so.
We'll see about that. But, Morgan, what are we talking about today?
So, as everybody knows, well, maybe you don't know, I don't know. Spotify Wrapped is a very big occasion every year. I live for it. Everything I do, that's the only thing I look forward to in the year.
It's like gay Christmas. Yay! I saw somebody say that and I was like, that's hilarious.
So, my I thought it was be very fun if we talked about our Spotify Wrapped. Yay! So I'm gonna pull it up because I
Yippee. I'm
genuinely don't
sure
know.
all of you have absolutely no idea who our top listeners are. Like, I think if we gave you guesses, you just wouldn't get them whatsoever. Right, Morgan?
Yeah. So Caitlin, do you want to start with our list of who's your top artist?
Oh, I would love to start. Okay, so now this one came as a shock to me. Truly it did. So Water Parks is my number one artist for
Oh my
this
God,
year.
I never would have guessed. I didn't know you were such a big fan.
I know.
You know what's so silly, so goofy?
What's that?
My top artist is Waterparks.
Ah, say it ain't so.
I will say this is the first time in like 4 years that 5 Seconds of Summer was not on my Wrapped. But I will say they were number two. That's a lot better than I thought, considering I didn't think they would be my top five.
Yeah, I'm happy that they were at least number two because Five Sauce has a special place. I would
I
say in
love.
both of our hearts, although my top artist would probably have people being like, no, no, no. But yeah, Five Sauce coming in strong at number two. What about your number three?
Well, who's your number two?
Oh, my number two is Super American. Love
We
Super
love Super
American.
American. Such cool guys.
Yeah, they're chill.
I can't share my number three, actually. Um,
Understandable.
this
It's
is
okay.
to do with some drama that happened back in August. So we're gonna skip over. We're gonna skip over. I tried very hard to get them out of my Wrapped. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's okay. Um, Number three for me was Bring Me the Horizon. I
Oh yeah.
listened to them a lot this year, and I just had like a moment where I was just only listening to them.
I've
Crazy.
heard a couple of their songs and they're really good. I can't get into like screamo music. I
Mm-hmm.
listened, this is so off topic, but the Jimmy Fallon Knocked Loose and Poppy performance,
Yeah.
when I first listened to Knocked Loose's album, I laughed so hard because I didn't know they were a screamo band. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this album is so good. I laughed so hard listening to it. But with all the controversy that happened with it, I put it on the TV with my mother sitting there. And my mom loves screamo music, kind of. I once again started laughing so
Yeah.
hard because I'm like, I just don't understand what they're saying.
They're just yelling.
And my mom was like, they're
Excuse
not
me.
like this isn't bad. It was like they're
It's just
screamo.
like,
You can't expect to like fully understand it. I was like, okay, okay, mom.
yeah. It's just fun to yell with them. I don't know. But
It's so therapeutic, you know?
yeah. Was that Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon?
Did I say Fallon?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. That's what I thought, but I was like, wait a minute, was that right? I couldn't
That
remember.
entire controversy made me laugh so hard because people were
Yeah.
mad at him for
I
bringing
know.
it on.
It's just like,
Go Knocked Loose.
uh,
Such icons.
you guys, honestly, proud of them for
Yeah.
that because it's like, okay, you're gonna be mad about it. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't really understand it, but I guess if you're like not really into it and you're like going there to see that. But like even then, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I won't go on too much about that. So number four. Wait, yes, number four. I can't say my number four because I
Okay.
unfortunately also had the same artist, which, you know, Tried to get him off there. Didn't really work. That's
That's what
okay.
we get for listening to them nonstop for like 5 months straight.
Yep.
But
Yep.
my number four is One Direction. Who would have thought anything different? Actually, that's my first time in a few years that they're back up on my Wrapped, my top five.
Oh yeah. I don't honestly like I didn't really save my raps from like previous years, so I'm not like I mean, well, like the past 2 or 3 years, yeah, but like before that I don't think I really saved them.
I I throw them away. I like delete them after a while because I'm like, what am I gonna do with this information? Like, I don't need it. It's just fun to like look back on every once in a while. So like,
Yeah, I agree. All
but
right.
my number five was shockingly, shocker, Stand Atlantic.
You stand Atlantic. I'm just kidding. That's no shade towards Stand Atlantic. They're awesome.
I
I
love
just
Stand
find it
Atlantic.
funny because Morgan does in fact fuck with them heavy. Excuse my language. For lack of better words. Oh my gosh. Um, my number five was Zeph, which Until I Leave was probably like one of my it actually Until I Leave was not one of my top songs. We'll get into why that is later. But like Until I Leave off of character wait, is that album called Character Development?
I thought so.
Yeah.
I'm
That
not
is
big
such a
on
good
I'm not
song.
big on Zeph, so I don't know. But
Yeah. She creates some devastating music, but it's very good. But yeah, Until I Leave, like this was me. This was Until I Leave.
um,
Love
my
it.
top song.
Hmm.
What episode was this? Let me look back on my notes here.
Let me let me
This might
consult
be episode
the
10.
book. That's me turning the page for all the ASMR listeners. ASMR listeners. Okay,
I
that
don't
was a
remember what
sentence.
episode we're talking about Alex Morin, but so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
assuming I'm assuming this is like cha episode 10 or whatever. Um, where we talked about the song that Waterparks released as a demo called Call Me Beat Me, and then the other demo Talking to Myself. Those were my number one and number two. Call Me Beat Me came out in like October or something.
Hmm.
848 streams.
Oh my gosh.
And here's the thing, I wasn't even in the 0.001% of listeners worldwide for that song. I was in the 0.005%. So somebody out there listened to it way more than I did.
Which is so wild to think about.
804. This is going to be my top song for like lifetime. I
I-
don't, I don't think I could ever stream a song this much.
Hey, I'm just gonna say that FAI 2 is my number one, and you know that like freaking I think fuck about it or like sneaking no, what brainwashed? I forget which other one was like on my top
I thought it was
before.
Fuck About It, I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
no, 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 Brainwash. Are you talking about
I was talking about
Brainwash
my
was your
top
top?
song or my most streamed song.
That might have been Brainwash because I know you listened to it a lot.
Yeah, like
That
Morgan
was
knows it was just up there for
that
so
was
long.
my top song, I want to say last year
Mm-hmm.
because I listened to that so many times.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's a great song. But anyways, what were your number three, four?
For top songs, Funeral Grey, shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Self-Sabotage, extra shocking. Um, and Real Super Dark, which genuinely is shocking
Yeah,
because I haven't listened to that song that often, but I guess it was on that playlist that Austin made.
yeah. That mine were definitely affected by that because I had FAI 2, Soul Sucker, Ritual, Call Me, Beat Me, Talking to Myself.
I haven't listened to Ritual in a while. I haven't listened to like a full Parks discography in a while either.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Gotta get my Parks listens in.
So
One of
obviously
these.
everybody wants to know the answer to this one. How many minutes did you listen to?
How many minutes overall? Oh, that was
Yeah.
just Parks. 36,791. I had to think about numbers for a second. I am so like not, yeah, but that's how many minutes I had. How many did you have?
81,256.
Damn, I look like chump change next to your minutes.
I
Jeez.
have a goal. I have like a goal every year to like increase my numbers. I think last year was like 77K.
Mm-hmm.
So, a good 4K above that. Um, I spent 14,401 of those minutes listening to water parks.
Yeah, I had like 14,000 something with parks too.
Yeah. So that's our wrap. It was iconic. Very underwhelming this year. Was
I'm
kind of mad
sorry.
about that.
Yeah.
But fun
There
story.
wasn't as much. Like, I feel like Spotify Wrapped was so much shorter this year.
For one thing, apparently they fired a bunch of people and used AI to make this. Shocker. Um, somebody said that they thought the graphics last year were a lot better, but let me tell you, the graphics last year made me so mad because I don't know if you remember like the designs, but they had the like numbers had this weird box around them, and then the design in the background, you could see the filled in colored box. And that made
Mm-hmm.
me so mad because I was like, what is this? Like how
Yeah.
unprofessional. But people were like, last year's was so much better. And I was like, do you not remember those weird boxes? Because I hated that personally.
Yeah. I mean, um, I don't remember much about I remember the design being a little bit strange. I do want to point out that this year though, they had like, oh my God, I wish I like remembered exactly what they called it, but it was like Pink Pony Princess, like pop, whatever. I like can't remember it exactly off the top of my head, but the ways that that's what came up for
My
like a
one
lot.
for like February was like mall goth something something. And then it gave me October, and that was something entirely ridiculous. I was like, what are these?
I know, it's just like I know it's like to account for like all of the genres that you listen to.
I also know it was meant to like mimic the like the day list thing they do.
Oh yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
was meant to
yeah.
mimic, but at the same time it was stupid
Okay.
as hell and I would rather know my actual genres.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I went to look at it because it was Pink Pilates Princess Strut Phase. And that was because I listened to Chapel, Sabrina, and Charlie.
Um, hold on, I gotta go on Spotify for this. This is gonna be so loud. Please don't be loud. Okay.
Please don't be loud. I'm begging,
Where's the thingy?
begging and
Oh wait.
pleading. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Morgan. I found it. Fuck About It was my number one song for 2022, and I listened to it 1,273 times.
So my February was my mall goth strut punk rock phase. And then my I think it's October. Apparently people were getting different months and I was like, okay.
I only got two because I guess I only listened to like water parks, like pop
October
songs.
October was my pixie rockish pop punk season.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
Like what the fuck?
Do you remember last year how they had like people are far more likely to be fans of like Water Parks, Heart Attack Man, and Black Bear and like gave you a location?
Yeah,
I wish they did that this year too, because that was funny because I got Colorado Springs. You can't see that.
mine was
Okay, hold on.
like butt fuck Utah,
Colorado Springs.
I
But
think.
fuck Utah.
I do like a lot of people were listening to like the same bands and they were getting like Utah or something random and I got Utah. Whatever that random place was that like a lot of Parksies were getting, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I think it was because of Taylor Swift though. Because
You
Taylor
think?
Swift was in my top five last year.
Mm.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
because
she was in my top five too,
it's because of the
actually.
Eras tour.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, did you get artist messages?
Yeah, Austin apparently accidentally uploaded his a while ago.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
Um,
just like, oh, you
I got
silly, silly man.
the first one to pop up, I think, was Stand Atlantic.
Okay.
So, um, I also got Luke's, but you had to like go in and like find it. But who else did I get? I saw Knightley's. I feel like I saw a couple other people. I don't know.
Yeah. I got Taylor, I got Conan Gray, I got Sasha Alex Sloan.
I did get Taylor. I got Conan. which is weird because I don't think I really listened to Conan this year, but whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, where is my Parks one? Didn't have a Hammy one either. I was kind of sad about that. I was like,
Yeah.
well,
He also, I don't know if you saw, but on TikTok, he finally posted one of the like talking to the camera things.
mm-hmm.
So like, he hadn't done that in a while either. But I was like, oh my God, Hammy.
Hammy.
Anyways, speaking of our Spotify Wrapped, let's talk about next year's. So Nightly released a new song.
Yes, they
Uh,
did.
it's called Gas Station. What the fuck? Gas Station Cow. What? Yeah.
Gas station cowboy hat.
Okay, I'm right.
Yeah, you're good.
That name is confusing me for some reason.
It's giving Morgan trouble. It's okay though.
Because I was like, that seems wrong because I think of gas station as one word, but they have it as two words. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Don't question me.
You're
Um,
good.
Me and Kaitlyn listened to this song together. Some of those lyrics, they were something. Love the song, but I would be your groupie if you let me. Kind of iconic. We love that lyric.
You laughing about that? God forbid they play that on tour. I'm assuming they're going to. Holy
No, because
crap, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
oh my God, what was that other lyric that I was laughing at?
Oh, like the we came back with messy hair. Like what? What do you
I was looking at Caitlin while we were listening, and I was like, we were both just losing our minds laughing because what are these lyrics? But vocally, they were so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Of
props to
course.
them because they're so good at like their vocals and stuff.
It
Um,
felt like a nightly song, which
oh
like
yeah,
I know you're probably hearing me say that and you're like, no
I like the
shit.
movie because it feels like a movie.
Yeah, I like the movie because it feels like a movie.
We love Harry Styles. He was not on my rap this year. So
He was
sorry,
not on
Harry.
mine either.
Drop new music, please.
Yeah. Maybe
Um,
if you drop new music.
oh my God. Speaking of, I sorry. I will talk about that later.
Okay.
Remind me Harry Styles later, and I will
Okay.
tell you what I saw.
I got you. do have to say that two things. One, my first note for this song was yeehaw with an exclamation point. Second of all, so I saw the title Gas Station Cowboy Hat, and all I could think about was in the music video Hate My Favorite Band, he is in fact wearing a gas station cowboy hat. And I was like, oh my God, that is so funny that it's connected in that way. I'm almost probably positive that they didn't do that on purpose. Although, how funny would that be if that was like, oh my gosh,
Nightly lore, nightly like the nightly universe.
the nightly universe is so funny.
My one note that I put, I've never been to a gas station that sells cowboy hats, and to that I respond with Wawa has to do better.
So true. I need a good old cowboy hat with a Wawa goose on it, flying through the air.
That would be so iconic. We're just
Maybe
giving
I should just
ideas.
design one, to be honest.
We could. What if we walk into Wawa with a cowboy hat on?
They're like, dang. I know, they're like, where did you guys get those from? We're like, we made them. They're like, okay, that was a choice.
So,
Uh,
also, I thought the vocals were so good, but this song just seems so unserious. It wouldn't be a commitment issues podcast without technological problems. So, we're back. But yeah, anyway, their song was so unserious, but like so good. Also,
I
the
will.
outro.
Oh, yeah. Wait, remind me of the outro. What happened?
It sounded like they were fading out.
Oh. Sorry, you said that, and I was like, wait, I was like, what was hard hitting about it that I forgot? I'm silly.
So, overall, I thought that song was like an 8 out of 10. What did you think?
Um, gosh. I guess I'll go with an 8 out of 10 too. I don't know. I feel like I need to listen to it more to be able to have like a solid ranking.
I thought
Yeah.
it was really good, just really slow, and I'm not a slow song person, but like I can't fault it for that. But
Yeah, no, definitely not. I did think like this song in particular, I guess it was just, I mean, we pointed out before that like two of the lines in particular had us being like, what did they say? It just lyrically was very different for like a nightly song. Not, it's not a bad thing. I just
Yeah,
thought like it
I
definitely
thought it was
stood
funny.
out. Yeah, no, it was funny. But
Um,
yeah, 8 out of 10.
all right. Glad you agree. So our next
Mhm.
song we're gonna talk about, Alex Warren. We love him on our podcast. He released a collab with Joe Jonas.
Who saw that coming? Not me.
I don't mean to be controversial here. I'm not a big Jonas Brothers fan.
Hmm.
I they're just not my style of music. So
And that's okay.
I wasn't really sure when I was going into this song, to be honest. But what did you think?
So me personally, I okay. I would just like to say, I used to be a huge Jonas Brothers fan. I haven't been listening to them as much recently, so I'm not as like familiar with their sound now. However, I thought that Joe and Alex actually like I thought their voices kind of complemented each other well. Like obviously we like knew this like how the song went because the album has been out and that song had been released. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool that they did that. For some reason, wrote down I feel like they could make a country album together. Not sure why I wrote that. I was just feeling the vibes out, and that's what happened. But Morgan, any other notes on
So
Burning
I
Out?
feel like it's the complete opposite, where Joe's vocals are just so poppy and Alex's are so like folky that I feel like it's
Mm.
just a weird combo, and I don't know how well like to be fair, I was listening through the phone, but like I don't know how well they really complement each other. Um the vocals popped off though, like they were really good. I just don't know if I would put them in the same song. Um I also feel like Joe's like changed lyrics kind of changed the whole point of the song because he was saying like his lyrics were more about like a romantic relationship, whereas the actual song is about that whole like hype house thing. So
Hmm.
I wasn't really sure how well I liked it. Um, I just thought Joe's vocals were a little too poppy for like a folk or rock style song. He did really well, but like it's just not one I'm gonna go listen to all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I do agree with you. Alex does have a very like folky type of like sound to his voice is very his songs are very folky. Anyway, I was like, how do I say that? Um, I will say a lot of the times when artists do collabs, I think like I mean I can't say this for every collab, but I would assume that when they are collabing, they would write their own like part to it. And like, yeah, I guess like for Joe, it was more of like the romantic, like talking about a romantic relationship versus like what Alex went through. So I can see like maybe having it like on different, I don't want to say playing fields, that's not what I meant, but just like talking about like, I guess, I mean, I don't know what Joe went, I was gonna say different experiences, but like talking about it in a different way. But
Yeah. I was like I understand that a lot of artists are gonna like change like when they feature they change with like certain things about a song. And that's fine. I was just like normally it's just adding their own verses that kind of go along with the song. This kind of felt like a different version of the song, if that makes any sense. Um
yeah.
like I said, it's still good, just not one I'm gonna be listening to. I'll probably stick with like the one on the album.
Yeah. I think, with you saying that, I feel like it would have been really interesting to have Michael, like one of Alex's roommates, like if he was featured on it, I feel like it would have been a completely like they would have had the same experience and like talked about the same things, but maybe like Alex like wanted it to be like branching out and different in that sense. I'm not sure like what his goals for were for the song.
Like
You know what I mean?
I'm all for like smaller artists getting their like probably his dream to like collab with Joe Jonas. I just their styles are different, and that's the one thing that I'm like you'd probably want someone with a similar style to collab with. Although like Joe Jonas probably brought in a lot more listeners because people are going to be like, "Oh my God, who's this person?" like that
Hmm.
Joe Jonas collab like featured on the song with.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, that probably was like a huge deal for him.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure it was very exciting because that did seem, I mean, again, like I don't know all the behind the scenes of like how long they knew they were going to do that, like how long they knew the collab was happening for, like how much
Yeah.
time went into it and like preparation and all of that. But yeah, pretty cool experience.
Yeah. Overall, I am rating this song like a 6 out of 10 because, like I said, just not my favorite. Still
Hmm.
a really good song though.
Yeah.
Like, not putting it down. I love Alex. Joe's a cool guy, I guess. I don't really, not a big fan, but
Hmm. I gotcha. I feel like maybe I would go a little bit higher, but maybe that's just because, see, the thing is, when you do first listens, I feel like I wasn't like as fully immersed as I could have been. But honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like easy to please, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I thought it was good, and I would have said like maybe a 7 or an 8,
see,
but
I
I don't
pulled
know.
up the lyrics as we were listening because I was like, I know the gist of the song, but I'm like, what did Joe change? Because I did hear the belt and the bridge, I think it was, that Alex did. And I heard like some of the other stuff, but I was like, this is just not my thing. I thought, like I said, the lyric changes were kind of what threw it off a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
mean, yeah, I can understand that, and like again. Like you and I have like different like even though we listen to a lot of the same artists, like I'll listen to like a bunch of different stuff as well. Like when I was talking about Sam, like one of the previous episodes, like he's more like rap based
yeah,
and like I know you probably won't don't listen to rap often or like at all. So, but it's
I'm
good for
definitely
us to
more
have polar
pop
opposites.
to pop punk. That's definitely my genre.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Speaking of pop, though, um,
Mhm.
what the fuck is in our podcast? It's us talking about Luke Hemmings. Surprise, we love that man.
If you didn't already know that.
So Luke Hemmings released a live album from his tour, The Nostalgia That Never Existed, you know. Um, so
You
he
know.
so he recorded it live. Um, and I only got the chance to listen to Garden Life. That's my favorite song off his latest EP, Boy. Love that song with all my heart. And it's live. So me and Kaitlyn listened to it. Um,
Mhm.
it sounds so good. It's so good. Like his vocals sound so similar to the recorded ones that I was like, I can't believe this isn't like fully re just in the studio. Um, so I also like that the way they edited it, you don't hear the crowd in the song because as much as I love like a good live version with like all the changes and stuff they make, I don't like the crowd. Like,
Mhm.
the crowd is needed in some places, but just putting the crowd in to the point where you can hear it throughout, even when the artist is singing, I'm like, no. Like you could hear them at the end and stuff, but it wasn't throughout the entire song, which I did really like. Um, I also wanted to point out that there was a lot of controversy around this album because when he recorded it, he was apparently sick or whatever, like wasn't the greatest. And while you can, like in some parts, you can kind of hear it, he still sounds fine for the most part.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't hear like it's not like it's the entire song. Now people were saying this about Close My Eyes, which I haven't actually listened to yet, but like I'm like he sounds fine to me.
Yeah, like Close My Eyes as in like the live version of Close My Eyes
Yeah.
or like the okay, yeah, gotcha.
People were because the live version of Close My Eyes came out when he announced the live album. And fun story, he released the live album. I don't know if it was because of or if it just kind of happened. He canceled the next like wave of the tour because of like mental health reasons and he's doing stuff with Five Sauce. So he ended up canceling that part of the tour. But then in exchange, we got the live album, which honestly, I'm fine with because I got
Yeah.
like live. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the
And I
backing vocals. Chef's kiss.
shift keys. I just like I don't know when Morgan and I were listening to it, I just was like, well, damn, maybe one day we'll see that man live, but today is not that day. I mean, it was still nice of him to like I think it's fun when artists do like the live.
Yeah.
albums. I do agree though that like I think it's different when you're there in a crowd and you're like hearing people because obviously the music's going to be like way louder. But I
Yeah.
do think like having the crowd all throughout the live recording probably would have been a little like distracting. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's the right
See,
way to put it.
that's part of why I don't really listen to the Water Parks live albums because we love water parks and I love a good live song, but I just cannot stand the sound of like a crowd in a song. Like if
Hmm.
I wanted to hear a crowd, I'd go to the concert.
Yeah. And I mean, again, it's like different because you're like in the crowd and you're like
Yeah.
having fun jumping around with everybody. But I don't know. It's almost like in TV shows when they put a laugh track on and you like notice it more. That's a really weird comparison, but that like just came to my head.
You know what's funny? I started watching Gilmore Girls and
Hmm.
the one of the I was watching it the other day and I was like, wait a second, there's no laugh track on this show. Like it took me a while, so long to realize it, just because I'm so used to like tuning them out, I guess.
Yeah.
I forget what show I was watching. Oh, I was watching Zack and Cody, and that had after every line a freaking laugh track. So that's probably why I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. It's like jarring when you're like, I don't know. I don't want to say like when you grow up, like, and you hear the laugh track on like a lot of shows, but like, I guess kind of, because, Sweet Life and like, um, Hannah Montana and
All the
like
Disney
Wizards of
shows.
Waverly Place. Did they have that as much? I literally can't remember.
They had it. I know for a fact they had it. I just don't know if it was like obnoxiously often. But because it was that time period, I would assume so.
Yeah, but I simply don't know.
So our next, oh wait, what do you rate it?
Um, hmm. You know, I am gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because the studio version would be a 10 out of 10 for me.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. I actually was going to give it a 9 out of 10, but just because I love garden life, I can't really do anything about that. 10 out of 10.
Morgan and Garden Life like this.
It's so good. It is so
Yeah.
good. I love Luke Hemmings.
Luke Hemmings, the man that you are. Oh my goodness. I'm like
So,
sliding out of my chair. Sorry.
since we were just talking about tours, was there any specific tour that you wanted to bring up?
What a
Great segue.
great question. Yeah, great segue. Yeah, so for any of you who keep up with Pierce the Veil, um, they had released their, I can't hear you, the released, Jesus. Okay. They announced that they are going on tour, the World Tour 2025. I can't hear you with Sleeping with Sirens, Beach Weather, I almost said Bleach Weather, and Daisy Grenade,
Fuck
which
yeah.
seeing Daisy Grenade on there. I'm so happy for them because,
Didn't they
female
open for
led
Fall Out
band.
Boy too?
Yes, they did. Big year for them. Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
I guess
big
next
year
year.
like this year and next year, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just very exciting. I I like listened to Pierce the Veil, like Jaws of Life when that came out. I like started to listen to them more.
I listened to it. It's a good album. I just have not gone back just because I think I get in the thing where I'm just like listening to one artist on repeat, so it just hasn't been Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, I get that because I get the same way. Like, but I don't know, it's exciting. I obviously don't think I'll be going. However, it's exciting. And maybe if I just don't listen to them enough to justify going, I
Yeah.
think. But it's an exciting thing. And
I
I like the poster. It's very cool. Okay.
I am a little sad that we the UK gets Hot Mulligan and I'm not a big Hot Mulligan fan, let me tell you. But I do really like Hot Mulligan. So I'm like that would be really cool to see them live.
Hmm.
I just like I said, I don't listen to them enough either to justify going to this concert.
Yeah. Which, like, I guess technically it doesn't really matter, but at the same time, I feel a little bit like an imposter being like, I like sort of listen, but not really. I don't
See,
know. It's not
if
that deep,
if
really,
the
but
tickets were like cheap and easy to get, I'd be like, yeah, why not? I'll go to any concert, almost any
hmm
concert. Depends on who it is.
yeah.
But I'm like, if it's like an $150 concert, I don't know how much tickets were, and I know that Ticketmaster was a mess for these tickets. Um, like that's not worth it to me.
hmm
And and plus I don't really listen to any of the bands that are opening, so I'm like,
Yeah, I was trying to look at Beach Weather because I had never heard of them, but apparently they have like 12 million Spotify listeners,
no,
Spotify monthly listeners, and I was like, oh, okay, so they are a well-known band, but I didn't know them. But I don't know every band, so
fair enough. Dude, I someone was telling me about this artist who's like the 135th most listened to artist in the world, right? I have never heard of that.
do you know who it was? Do you remember?
Don Tolliver. Never heard of this person. He's
Oh,
apparently so widely listened to that I no clue who he was. Never heard.
wow.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh
no.
damn.
I
Okay.
feel like Mans is out here doing pretty good.
Apparently he is.
Yeah.
So, enough on Pierce the Veil.
Enough of those guys.
Those guys. So, there's something that we've been very excited to talk about. It's Awsten Knight. Surprise, surprise.
These people can't go one episode without talking about Awsten Knight. Yeah. Awsten Knight has moved. He has yelled. He has I don't know. He's just shenanigans all over the place. But yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, Awsten Knight released a gaming soundtrack. There are like two different like albums.
Yeah,
Yeah, and everybody is assuming, oh, okay, this has to be for a video game that will be coming out, correct?
hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. Um, he made like the covers themselves are of these little Play-Doh characters.
Dude, it's the coolest thing. Like, I want it, but I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
justify it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I asked for it for the holidays, so we'll see. I figured because people were asking, like, what do you want? And I'm like, girl, I don't know.
He's taking him down, I think, today or tomorrow.
All of them or just the
He
signed
wants
one?
time. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I'd assume probably just the signed ones because he's probably like,
My my thing is I want to buy the signed ones, but if I ask for them for the holidays, like my parents aren't going to go out and buy them. It's going to be like buy it and I'll pay you back. And I'm not putting that on my card. Not today.
yeah, no, fair enough. I do want to say he did release like I think it was Portal Town was the one that he released on his own YouTube channel that we got to hear a little
Speaking
bit
of Luke
of.
Hemmings,
Uh-oh, did he move?
he moved. He just announced that his album is out. And yes, it is, Luke.
Yesterday's Luke.
Yes, it is.
Oh, nice. I don't know why I thought you said yesterday's Luke. Anyways,
Yesterday,
that's
Luke.
funny. I was like, is that like a newspaper that I'm unaware of? Like, what's happening? Oh my
Nostalgia for
gosh.
yesterday's Luke.
hmm But yeah,
Anyways, back
Austin
to Luke.
Knight's making his
Uh,
dreams come true. Sorry.
no, I went to go say back to Luke Hemmings, back to Austin Knight.
Oh, and I don't know if he played Winter, Spring, Summer, Fall on live or if he also uploaded that one.
I think it was just a live. I joined the live for a minute, but I was doing homework, so I couldn't really stay on long. Um,
hmm
but I know he was talking about, I don't know if he wanted to like fully release it or what.
Yeah, I'm not sure. One can only hope.
He
But
did
yeah,
confirm that there's a lot of high def next year.
I'm so scared. I'm honestly really excited about the fragrance,
I don't know how he
but
the fragrance. I can't speak. Like I want to, but I'm like, I don't know.
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
purchased a single high def thing to begin with, so like we'll see.
Yeah, something has to be really good for Morgan to be like, yes, want it. And we don't know what's happening with those high def pop-up shops. Lord only knows.
He did say he only has LA planned right now, but he would be down to do a New York one, and I'm like, just do a New York one.
Yeah,
Just do it, you know? I say that as if it's that easy.
I know. So just do it.
Just do
But
it, you know? I won't be in LA. Watch me move to LA and then he does it in New York.
you're
That
like,
would happen.
actually, oh my gosh, that's too funny. I do know people were saying that uh well, I was listening to Sydney and Britt's podcast, and they were talking about how they want to fly out to LA if they do the pop-up shop there, although they're really trying to get one. Okay, they've been saying DMV, and I keep thinking that they're talking about the driver's license center, but they're talking about Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. And I was like, I've never heard it referred to like DMV, but
Their version of the tri-state area, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. The way I
Our
couldn't tell
tri-state
you,
area is
like,
PA, New York, and Jersey.
see, the way that it makes sense because you just said three states. However, all I could think of is Dr. Doofenshmirtz and like,
Because for a while I thought, I genuinely was like, oh my God, are they in New York City? Are they in New York? Because they're in the tri-state area, but I probably not.
you know,
I don't know if they ever say where they live. I don't know where Danville is. Danville is actually like 20 minutes from where I am right now.
really,
So
that's
I'm
so
wondering if I can go find Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated after hours. Oh my gosh, let's just go.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for the new Phineas and Ferb seasons that are coming out.
There's new ones coming out?
You didn't know?
No.
Oh my God, yeah, they're making two new seasons.
Why?
Why not?
Well, I mean, fair, but I just figured I thought they were doing like another show, like a new show.
No, fuck, what's his name? Dan Povenmire is got the right, not the, I don't know if it's like the rights, but he got the approval to do like two new seasons, and I think they're going to be Disney Plus only. But
Mm,
I'm so excited. I used to love Phineas and Ferb. They
yeah,
made
I
a
mean,
movie not too long, like a couple years back, where Candace traveled to Mars or something, and I watched the shit out of that. I watched that movie when the power was out, and I sat in my car and I watched it while my phone was charging.
yeah, setting the scene for everybody. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
my
mean, I
mom was,
was
me and my mom
sorry,
were watching something. What the fuck? Oh,
what
I need
happened?
commencement tickets for my graduation.
Yay,
Thank
the
you, Emily.
graduate. Morgan's the
8 days.
graduate.
Let's go. I can celebrate Hanukkah in that time.
You could. You could have a double Hanukkah celebration once before Hanukkah actually starts, and then um
Hey, I'll be
yeah, right
celebrating
after.
on Christmas Eve. No, I'll be celebrating on Christmas because it starts on Christmas.
Oh, it says my calendar says the 26th.
Well, it's the first day. The first night is always the first. The first night is always the day before the first day
Oh, okay. I
because
understand.
it makes sense. So
Yes.
on the eighth day, when the sun goes down, Hanukkah is officially over.
See, I am stupid and did not realize that.
No, I barely understand it. This is coming from someone who's never been to synagogue.
Yeah.
This is all I've gathered about Judaism over the 22 years of life.
Yeah. I was about to be like, the holidays are coming up. What's on your wish list this year?
I made a list. I made a
Are you
power.
checking it twice?
I made a PowerPoint. Let me see if I can pull it up.
This is Morgan's PowerPoint.
It's on Canva. I made it over Thanksgiving break. I actually made it on Thanksgiving and then I showed it to my mom.
And
And
what
then I
did
was
she think?
she loved it. Hold on. We're gonna show the entire podcast what I want.
Yes.
So hold on one second.
And if anybody wants to buy it from Morgan, I'm just kidding.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Can you see my screen?
I, it's just a black screen and a
Wonderful.
mouse. Mhm.
Wonderful. Hold on.
Please hold.
Stop share. Share screen. Hold on.
You're good. Ain't no worries.
Present. Present. Let me share my PowerPoint. Oh, there we go. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, possibly, it could happen.
Wouldn't be a podcast episode. Okay, so can you like see it or no?
I cannot.
All right, well, I
You can also just tell us.
well, no, it's not the same. Okay, we're gonna do it this way.
Oh, okay. Well,
We're
then
gonna do it
don't
this
worry
way.
about it. Oh, I can see it now.
I was trying to share it on present mode, but like,
Mm.
so what I want for Hanukkah or
Or
graduation.
graduation.
Do we want to work? We don't want to work. That's fine.
Mhm.
CDs. I'll make a spreadsheet of what I'm missing. The spreadsheet. Oh, hi Siri. The spreadsheet is long.
Oh. Oh.
Books or a gift card to a bookstore. It makes no sense to me. No difference. Artist. I'm
I'm sure there's something.
sure there's something I want. Money. Fairly self-explanatory.
Hmm.
Film for my Polaroid. They do actually have fun designs. The one in my camera right now is like this black and white, like film camera kind of thing, and I love it. So then we have cookbooks. Doubt I'll use them because I don't cook. I got a cookbook for my Secret Santa at work last year, and I have made one thing from it repeatedly.
And what is that?
My snail cookies. I
I
actually
know,
have some
I
in
just wanted you to tell the listeners.
oh,
They aren't aware
they're
of the
in my
snail cookies.
cabinet right now
Ah,
because I put
yes.
them. But yeah, that's my what I want for Hanukkah, or graduation. So if anybody would like to see the list of CDs I want, feel free to
Yeah.
email me.
Oh my God, that reminds me of that iCarly episode where they were like, if you want to send us money, and then they like sent them so much money, and they were like, you can't do that unless you like give them something back.
Um, I will give my entertainment. You get to watch this podcast.
Our company on this audio
You know what?
journey.
You know what? We'll just make a Patreon, which is probably what we should do. But like,
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe, I don't know if it's too early for Patreon or,
probably is. Once we hit 100, you know.
once we get to 100, which isn't very far behind.
I'll just tell my mom to finish listening.
Yes, thank you. And then we'll be set. And then
Oh
we're
yeah.
all good.
Um, oh my God, wait. So I wanted to tell you when I said to remind me about Harry Styles earlier.
Oh, yes. And I did
So
not. I'm sorry.
so somebody posted it was about One Direction and somebody works at like a venue. I guess it's Wembley because I think it was supposed to happen at Wembley. Allegedly, on the furthest like far from truth, I guarantee it. Apparently, in like for 2 weeks in August or something, One Direction was supposed to have a reunion, like a 2 week reunion. And like, I guess it's probably not happening now, but what we could have had.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
I know. Oh, that
Plus,
would have
the
been
thing is,
insane.
from what I've gathered, it's only was going to happen in one place, so we wouldn't have been able to go unless I get a passport.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
more.
dropping money on a passport right now, so like,
Well, no, Morgan, the money you get for Hanukkah or graduation.
I don't know.
Obviously, you use your money for what you want to. However, I would have called my brother immediately and be like, listen, I'm going to be there.
I would have been like, Kaitlyn, shove me in your freaking suitcase. We're going.
No, we're going right now. We cannot miss out on this.
You should tell your brother to bring me some 1D merch from I think it's the O2 Arena, that one store. You should tell him to bring me some merch.
Oh yeah, I should have asked for that. Dang it. I don't think about these things until
I'll
it's
just
too
find
late.
someone in England to buy it for me.
Yeah, I mean, they can still get it, but like, it just probably won't be showing up anytime soon.
It's fine.
It's just like, please ship it over. Okay, that'll be $30. Okay, I paid like 12 for this shirt, so that's great.
Who doesn't love overpriced shipping prices?
I know, those poor international fans. That really sucks. Like genuinely, that's
Oh
awful,
yeah.
and I wish it was different for them because they should
I
be
know,
able to enjoy that.
I know he was ta Austin was talking about for high def, doing like payment plans where or I saw someone be like, you should do like a hold on to the merch that I buy until the end of the season and then ship everything out at once. That way shipping prices are cheaper.
Mm.
Which would that'd be an interesting concept. I don't know how well that would go, but it would be interesting. Imagine just a high def mail day in the middle of like October.
I know, that'd be crazy. I will say, like, I don't know how like high def had gotten out so quickly before. Like honestly, like anything I've gotten from high def has shown up like very, very quickly, like within a couple of days. And I really just like want to know their secret behind that. Because
Well,
like
I know
that,
he packages some of them, but I assume he has a team of at least like three people working on it.
yeah, probably.
I miss his high def live streams
I
where you see
know.
him beat the living shit out of packages.
I know. Throw it, punch it, and then it's just
Impressive.
gone. Oh my gosh.
Okay, also, we had already mentioned this. So going back to Gilmore Girls,
Oh yes, I love Gilmore Girls.
I've never seen Gilmore Girls. But then I decided one earlier this week to start watching it. I don't know if it's because Mark sells product. I shouldn't have doxed myself like where I work, but that's fine.
It's okay.
I'll just bleep it out.
They don't know which one.
That's
You
so
can bleep it
true.
out too. That's fine. Whichever you feel necessary, but continue.
That's true. So we sell product for it. And I don't know if it's because of that or if I just saw somebody on Twitter talking about Gilmore Girls, but I was like, let me give it a watch. I'm on the last episode of season 2, and I think I started watching it earlier this week. First of all, Luke, kind of an icon. Don't know why he has a stick up his ass. Lorelai, she has her moments, except for the fact that she's such an asshole to her parents. Which I understand everything she went through, but at the same time, like her parents are trying and she's being so mean. And so many of these arguments between her and her parents go unresolved. And then they just live on. I'm like, that would drive me nuts. Rory, I'm at the point in that season where since it's the last episode, do you know Jess?
Do I know Jess?
Um, I feel so bad for Jess, but also Rory's basically cheating on Dean. Like, what the hell? And I feel bad that she's like confused about it, but she's like 16, so like whatever. But she's basically cheating on Dean. And Suki, let me tell you, I was te texting my mom about this, and Suki and what's his name? The Barry guy,
Oh my gosh, the way I can't
Jackson.
remember his name. Jackson, yes.
So I texted my mom and I think it was the second episode. I was like, do Jackson and Suki ever get together? And she goes, yeah, called it. Um, I was texting, I asked her, I was like, does Rory ever get with Tristan? And then the next episode, or then my mom was like, is that Luke's nephew? And I was like, who the fuck? Luke has a nephew? Like, that'd be crazy if that was Tristan. And then the next episode literally was like, Jess comes to town. And then last night I was like, where the fuck is Richard? Like he hasn't been in any episode since he got in an argument with Lorelai.
Hmm.
Next episode he appeared.
Yeah.
I'm so good. I'm so good at predicting what's gonna happen.
I feel like I just have this sense.
I
Well, I feel like that partially has to do with the fact that you are in like the major that you are and like you create these things. So you have to think about like the storylines and like what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
like you've watched so many before. I just feel like if you're really into shows and movies, you kind of like pick up on where they might be going.
Suki and Jackson were really easy to pick up because I think one of the episodes they were arguing about strawberries or blueberries, and I went, they're gonna end up together. And
Yeah,
then Tristan just
enemies to
tried so
lovers.
hard, and then and then Rory and Tristan made out at a party while her and Dean were broken up, and I was like, they're gonna end up together some point in the future. Don't know what season. Also, I've heard that Rory's a complete annoyance in a couple seasons, so very excited for that. Um, you were telling me that there are two seasons I'm gonna hate her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can think of two moments in particular where you're just like, Rory, I want to throw the heaviest encyclopedia at your head because what are you thinking?
Is it
Um,
a later season?
there are later seasons, yes. I cannot remember exactly what season. She has, I was gonna say, when she has like a big chop with her hair, that's probably when that's gonna happen
Mm.
the
I
first
also
time.
heard that there's movies. They made movies.
So they didn't make movies, they made a Netflix spin-off called A Year in the Life.
Oh, okay.
And it were four, that's three. There were four episodes and they were went by season, like literal seasons, like spring, winter, fall, summer. Yeah. And in that you also do get that Rory.
Okay then.
Mm,
Also, I know for a fact Lorelai ends up with Luke. I think I heard that before I started watching it. I know for a fact they end up together at some point.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I am just like, I didn't realize how early Jess came into the show because I was gonna say I can't wait to have the which Rory love interest did you like better? But yeah.
Well, so far out of the four, I'm assuming there's one that she meets in college, at least.
Hmm.
So far out of the four, I like Jess. I liked Dean. Don't get me wrong, I really did like Dean. But he just gets so clingy in season two, and I'm like, that's really annoying as hell. He, I know I already told you this, I swear to God, sounds like Pete Davidson. I'm going to root, like, if anybody loves the show and listens to us, he sounds like Pete Davidson, and now you will never unhear it. Pete Davidson did the Netflix voiceover. This is what I get for never watching the show until 2024. And I'm like, this other person sounds
Yeah.
like Dean sounds like, not
Yeah.
Pete Davidson sounds like Dean.
Hmm. That's really funny.
I was like,
Oh,
I was so far into season one where I placed the voice. I was like, this is just so familiar.
I also can't wait until you hear one of Jess's like most iconic lines. His line delivery is just like hysterical. And it's quoted so often with people
Okay.
who love Gilmore Girls.
I don't think I know it yet because I'm assuming it's later in the series.
Yeah, later in the series.
Okay.
It's
I
when
have to
Rory is
say,
being annoying. Shocker.
I have to say the episode where Luke shoves Jess in a lake.
That is so funny.
I looked at I was watching it and I was like, what the fuck?
Like, was that supposed to happen?
And the fact that that became like a safe haven for Jess is like insane to me.
I know.
I just watched the episode about the car crash. I'm surprised Dean wasn't more mad.
I know, yeah.
I was like, something just does not seem right here.
It's fishy here. I don't like it.
Anyways, Caitlin, I think I'm gonna go and watch more Gilmore Girls because that's all I've been doing the last 3 days.
Hell yes. And you know what? Maybe I should rewatch Gilmore Girls. Ugh. All right. Well, I just want to thank everybody for listening to this week's episode, and we hope you enjoyed, and we hope that you stay tuned for more episodes to come.
Bye. I don't know what to say.
The woman was too stunned to speak. But yes, all right. Bye.
Bye.